All right, a very good morning once again, and many thanks for staying with us right here on NTV Uganda. The name is Romeo Busika, and of course I come to you yet again with another pertinent conversation, but this time round we are focusing on the role of the justice, law and order sector in commercial justice reform and the creation of an enabling environment for competitiveness as far as the Uganda Registration Services Bureau is concerned. I do have Miss Patricia Opoka. She is the Manager, Documents Registration and Licensing at the Uganda Registration Services Bureau. She's not alone. We also do have Andrew Bakiza. He is the Chairman of Doing Business at the same bureau, Uganda Registration Services Bureau. So we would like to talk about the Uganda Registration Services Bureau in its entirety and what kind of work they've been doing in that regard. All right, let me also bring in my guests and introduce them for you. Ms. Patricia Opoka, good morning. Thank you for joining us. And also Andrew Bakiza, thank you for joining us too. All right, we're going to kick off with you, Patricia Opoka, to describe for us the mandate of the Uganda Registration Services Bureau in that regard and the role and the function.
Okay. Good morning, our viewers. As introduced by our moderator, I'm Patricia Opoka. I'm a Manager, Document Registration and Licensing from Uganda Registration Services Bureau. Uganda Registration Services Bureau is an agency of government which has the mandate to register businesses, companies. We ensure that companies are compliant, so we have the continuous function of the continuous registration, such as annual returns, decisions of the companies and all. We also register documents, legal documents, let's say deed polls, if I change my name, if we have an agreement, we register, if I have a statutory declaration, an affidavit, an MOU, we register those documents. We are also the Register of Marriages in Kampala, and we have the Register of Marriages in Uganda. So all marriages are filed with us, whether you get married in church or at the district or a traditional marriage. Those returns are supposed to be filed with URSB.
Indeed.
And then we also register intellectual property, the protection of those rights, the trademarks, the patents, the industrial designs, the geographical indications, amongst others. And then we have the collateral registry, where movable property. Previously, for you to access credit, you needed to have a fixed asset, which would be land or property. But now with your jewelry, with your animals, with your produce, and your laptop, you can access credit from a financial institution and have it's registered. The security, the interest is registered with us. And then we act as the official receiver in insolvency matters. Thank you.
In all this, Patricia Opoka, how does the justice, law and order sector help you in your mandate as Uganda Registration Services Bureau?
JLOS comes into play as we are one of the 18 institutions supported by JLOS. They support us financially. Since 2011, they have given us over 10 billion in support.
Indeed.
They give us the support they give us. We have they facilitate the business clinics where we go out to meet our clients.
Sensitization campaigns.
Yes, sensitization for business, for civil, for IP, the different clusters.
Indeed.
And they greatly supported us with the collateral registry and in setting up an amendment of the law.
Indeed.
It was launched in 2019 by His Excellency, the President. And people are able to, borrowers and lenders are able to access this information on that portal. And then on decentralization, out of Kampala, we have 5 regional offices, and 4 of them are located at Ministry of Justice, which is at a JLOS center.
Indeed.
Yeah. So you'll find us in Gulu, we're in Arua, we're in Mbale, we're in Mbarara, you'll find us at JLOS.
Speaking of help, is it only coming in from JLOS? Are there other organizations or agencies, ministries and departments within government that you work with to aid in your mandate? And what are they?
We work with the mainstream Ministry of Justice, especially the First Parliamentary Council.
Indeed.
They support us when it comes to legal reform, and Uganda Law Reform Commission. When it comes to legal reform, we work with them closely. We work with the Ministry of Finance. Finance gives us the huge chunk of the money that supports us. And also we have projects like SEDEP, which was a 5-year project that ended, but with SEDEP there was a lot of work done. And then we also have some development partners who we have had projects with, yes.
From the World Bank?
Yes, World Bank.
Indeed. That is Patricia Opoka, Manager of Document Registration and Licensing at the Uganda Registration Services Bureau. She's not alone. We also do have Andrew Bakiza, the Chairman of Ease of Doing Business at the Uganda Registration Services Bureau. Well, what is the ease of doing business and what has been the specific role of the Uganda Registration Services Bureau in this regard? Andrew Bakiza, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, viewers. As I already introduced, I'm Andrew Bakiza. I happen to be the Chairman of Ease of Doing Business. Ease of Doing Business is an initiative by World Bank meant to support the entrepreneur to be able to start business easily and operate. We have a number of institutions under Ease of Doing Business. URSB being the lead, we have KCCA, NSSF, URA, NIRA, Ministry of Local Government, and NIRA. I think I already said NIRA.
Yeah.
So what we do in Ease of Doing Business is trying to look at the regulatory environment,
yes, Andrew,
in a given nation in order to be able to tune it in a way that it makes the entrepreneur do their work or operate the business easily. We also look at the cost that is entailed in starting and operating a business. We look at the time taken to receive a service, mainly from government institutions, in order to operate a business. Now, and among other things, when we find a challenge, we make some sort of reforms.
Indeed.
Now, these reforms have to be, first of all, brought to the knowledge of the users. So there is sensitization. JLOS supports us heavily in the sensitization and making the public aware of the reforms we have done. JLOS also supports us in the legal reforms. We carry out legal reforms again in the line of trying to improve the ease of doing business, and JLOS is one of the key partners that support us in that line.
What are some of those legal reforms?
The legal reforms, among others, like currently we are carrying out amendment of the Companies Act in line of that. We, again, with JLOS, we managed to have the SIMPO is the Security Interest in Movable Property Act, which is operational. Again, we are amending the Insolvency Act in that line, again being supported by JLOS. We're also amending the Business Name Act, again supported by JLOS.
All right. That is Andrew Bakiza, the Chairman, Ease of Doing Business at the Uganda Registration Services Bureau. So what kind of enabling environment is being put in place by the Uganda Registration Services Bureau, Ms. Patricia Opoka, to ensure, one, competitiveness, and also another issue of innovations? We also do have investment and competitiveness. What are you doing in that regard?
Mainly what we're doing is to simplify the processes, make these processes easily accessible. It's accessibility and simplification. That's our focus. Some of the things we have done, you'll find we have also gone online.
Indeed.
So that you can access our services from the comfort of your home. And then the processes, we have made it easy. You might not need support.
You're saying I can get married online?
No. Now it's mainly you can lodge your application
online.
And then you
sign it. I don't have to come to you.
You have to come because married we have to see the people.
All right.
Yes,
indeed.
it's not online. It's the return. Once you get married, you can file your return online.
Indeed.
Yes, you don't have to come.
Interesting.
And then you look at the registration processes. We have simplified the memorandum and articles into a single form. You don't have to have the bulky books.
Indeed.
Yes, so those are some of the things. And then you'll find with TREP, it's part of simplification. TREP is a tax register expansion program. We are present in 43 municipalities, and within Kampala in 9 municipalities. And then you're able to access the services from different areas. Yes.
Of course, when it comes to investment, what are you doing to facilitate that enabling environment?
For investment, what we're doing is to ensure that we are able to provide an instant service to people who are interested, and part of that you'll find
companies that want to register.
Yes.
So you make it easier for them to register.
Now the current process, as a result of COVID, and of course it was in our plan to go all online, all digital, you can begin the process online and then you finalize it. So that is all aimed at simplifying the process. You can do it out of Uganda, and then you can courier your documents here. As long as you comply, you have to have all the requirements as required by the law.
Is it true that it's easier for these foreign investors to come and register companies here in Uganda, but then it's harder for our local people? Is this true, or a misconception coming in?
Now, it's not true, because our focus is the common man. That is our client, and that's the person we want to formalize, because we're looking at how do we improve household income. We even have a family desk, business desk. We're encouraging, we're promoting family-owned businesses. We want people to have a generation to generation of a business, just like the way the Indians do it a lot. You find their businesses are run from generation to generation. That's why we have this family desk that is supporting, and part of our intervention, where we have programs for youth and women.
Indeed.
Our role, we want everyone, whatever you're doing, formalize your business, access credit, be able to sell your things across borders, within the country. Just because of your formalization, you brand your product, you know, you
That's
make it
how you're increasing competitiveness in that regard.
Yes.
So if I want to register my business, if I want to register my company, what criteria do I follow? What documents do I need to come with at the URSB?
Now, if you're registering a company or a business name, the first step is to reserve a name.
Indeed.
Now, the reservation is done online. You go to our website, it's www.ursb.go.uk. You go to e-services. You click on the name reservation. And even to help you, we have the name search. So you can look at the names which are similar before you even submit yours. Yeah, it will give you what is on the register at the moment. So when you do that, you will have the forms. A business name has fewer forms, it's a single form. A company will require you to, of course, for all entities, we'll need you to have a national ID, driving permit, passport, any one document, not four. We just need your identification.
Indeed.
And then that's for a business name identification. For a company, there are forms you need. You provide passport size photos, you prepare your documents, give us your share capital. Your share capital gives you an indication of how much you're going to pay in the fees. So that is information which is accessible, and all those forms on our website.
What is being done to facilitate higher returns on productivity, and also the other issue of, you know, investment?
Now, higher returns on productivity, now that is a compliance thing. Where, as part of ensuring that people are compliant, we will file your returns online. And then we encourage, we have a lot of sensitization. We have BRUCO, the business users committee meeting, where we engage our different users, and also this applies to different services. You find under the civil registration, we engage the service, the bearers, these duty bearers, who are the cows, the religious leaders, on their role on having this. Because you see, once you have these marriages and all, many times some people, you might be able to, there are certain things you can access now.
Indeed.
We have the matching grant under SEDEP. It's the requirement, you have to be registered. So that's why we also push for family businesses. And then we also engage different clusters under intellectual property. We have the different clusters, we have those meetings with them. And then for under insolvency, we meet the insolvency practitioners, the judicial officers, who are, judiciary is part of JLOS, and so we have those trainings and engagements.
Indeed.
So it's building one another. And then for simple, we have been having engagements with the financial institutions, lenders, to tell them, and even the users, the process, the benefits, how it's done, because our simple collateral registry is purely online.
Indeed. That is Ms. Patricia Opoka for you. She is the Manager Documents Registration and Licensing at the Uganda Registration Services Bureau. The focus of the conversation today is to expand more on the role of the justice, law and order sector in commercial justice reform, and also the creation of an enabling environment for competitiveness as far as organizations or bureaus like the Uganda Registration Services Bureau is concerned. In our midst is also also Andrew Bakiza, the chairman of Ease of Doing Business at the Uganda Registration Services Bureau. We want to talk about citizen engagement, which is very key. Talk to us about this very, very pertinent issue. How has JLOS, helped URSB, engage the public when it comes to sensitization on the very, very good projects you are doing under the Bureau?
Yeah, thank you very much. As I already stated, JLOS is our partner, mainly in the line of ease of doing business. JLOS supports us to carry out sensitization, to carry out workshops, to engage all our partners. So JLOS supports us literally in the funding on that organization, and also where necessary they come in to also support in material during the workshops.
What has been the role of the Uganda Registration Services Bureau in meeting the day-to-day needs of our ordinary Ugandans, Mr. Opoka?
With support from JLOS, we have mobile vans, which we use when we're going out. These mobile vans are like a mobile office. You're able to offer service on the go. And then we have been able to have ICE materials, the different flyers, advertising on the services, just quick points of why should someone register, what are the benefits that, why should you have your marriage registered, why should I protect my brand, that's a lot of that, ICE materials. And then we have trainings, they support us a lot in training of our staff, capacity building. And then with the day-to-day running of the office, they give us a lot of support in that area. Yes.
Indeed. How are the citizens out there you are connecting with embracing all the work that you're doing, Ms. Patricia Opoka?
Now, the citizens embrace this work because they come, they're able to access our services.
Are there gaps that they talk about?
Yes, there are gaps. Of course, like now, they would want our services to be fully online, not partially.
Full automation.
Yes.
I see.
That is a gap, and we're working on it. It's an area which we're working on. And also the laws, when we amend the laws to simplify the processes and remove certain gaps which are having some impediments, yeah, it will all improve their experience as they...
Full automation. Yes. Well, Andrew Bakiza, you wanted to react to her submission.
Yes, I would simply supplementing on what she said. JLOS, apart from sensitization, we should relate that it also supports us on giving services across the whole country. We have a number of branch offices, as she already stated. We are in Mbarara, we are in Goro, we are in Aroa, we are in Mbale. All those branch offices sit in the JLOS buildings. JLOS put up structures which houses the JLOS institutions, and among others, we are part of the beneficiary of that. So it has helped us to expand our services across the country.
All right, thank you very much. Let's also talk about another issue, which is the innovations that have come out of the Uganda Registration Services Bureau. You've rolled out several innovations. Bring us up to speed with some of those.
Yeah, thank you very much. At Uganda Registration Services Bureau, we are focused on client experience. And one of the things we are doing as of now, as part of our innovation, is to make sure that we push most of the services online. As already stated, business, say, company registration, for example, you submit all your documents online, the payment is online, the name reservation is online. So we are driving everything online. We have our strategic way to go as URSB. We believe that everything should be online, and first of all, as possibly on the same area of going online, we already have some systems which are completely online. So the security interest in movable property, which is a system operationalizing the law of security interest in movable property act, is purely online. So we have no physical interaction with the user. So the user is able to serve himself or herself without interacting with any of URSB staff members.
Of course, the Justice, Law and Order sector prides in the fact that it has JLOS service points in every 5-kilometer radius within this country. For your RSB, do you have service points in every district in the 146 districts in this country? Patricia Opoka.
No, we don't have, we are not present in all the 146 districts. We are present in 44 municipalities in Uganda. You will find us in Arua, in Koboko, you'll find us in Kisoro, you'll find us in Kabale, you'll find us in Kitgum, you'll find us in Mitiana, you'll find us in Kasese. Yeah, so we are spread out. You'll find us in Busia, you'll find us in Tororo, you'll find us in Mukono, you'll find us in Chaliwajala, you'll find us in Nansana.
Uganda, my area.
Hoima, you'll find us in Masindi. So we are present in all the municipalities in Uganda and in nine in KCCA, within KCCA. You'll find us at Nachivubo to serve the business community. We're in the heart of downtown.
Indeed, part of easing doing business is full automation of your services. But again, we are talking about internet proliferation being at a minimal level within the rural setting. So what are you doing to reach out to those individuals who, one, cannot get onto the internet to actually access your services, and number two, there is no JLOS service point center as far as URSB is concerned. So if I have no JLOS service center point for URSB within a 5-kilometer radius, what do I do? And if I do not have a smartphone to get onto the internet, what do I do to access your services?
That's where JLOS comes into play.
I see.
Yeah, they support us. As I told you, we have a mobile van. We move out. We reach out to these duty bearers. We reach out to these citizens who want to formalize their businesses. So whenever we have this business clinic, it's just not a one day. We go and camp there for 1 week.
Indeed.
We sit there. We have radio talk shows. We talk to the people. We engage them. Currently, I think this week we're in Arua meeting the duty bearers for marriages, teaching them how to use the system, telling them how to file returns. Now, if they cannot, they access our offices. We are able to serve them because we want them to comply.
Andrew Bakisa, what kind of challenges did you encounter along the way as you embarked on this process of going fully digital, the digital transformation? What kind of challenges dogged it?
Thank you very much. As everyone may know, one of the biggest challenges on digital is possibly the access to the system. We have internet access challenges, and of course another area is possibly, if I could call it, illiteracy, where some people may not be able to use the system. But we are intentionally trying to make our systems so user-friendly, so simple, and also we carry out some sensitization to allow people to be able to use the system. Of course, we also get a challenge of what we call inertia to change. Okay, the tendency of people to believe that they should do things the way they have always done them. When we tell people that you can ask a service from the online, you can reserve a name online, you can submit online, still you find someone carrying the document to your LSB.
Because they are used to doing the things in the old model.
Because they do
forgetting about the new normal.
Yeah. So those are some of the challenges to have people to understand that actually the service online and it works online, and also to make sure that our sister agencies are also in line with us, because sometimes as you go online, you want to have other JLOS agencies online. If you have a document, maybe online, if you want to go to police and someone would understand that is an online a statement or online evidence being given and appreciated. So to make sure that the whole, we move as a team, because URSB cannot move alone in digital world. It has to move as with the other partner agencies.
The whole ecosystem.
Yeah, it's the whole ecosystem. So depending on the speed of movement of the partner agencies, again, it can be challenged if you are moving too fast. And then the partner agency possibly not moving on the same pace.
The issue of cyber attacks, Andrew, has it actually been prevalent when we were actually executing the digital transformation? Did you register any challenges in that sphere of cyber attacks?
Yeah, of course, we have always got cyber security issues which comes up. Fortunately, as URSB, we have not had any exploit in that area. We have employed state-of-art security prevention mechanism. It doesn't mean that there cannot be a breach, but luckily it hasn't. We keep improving, and we keep an eye on the trends in the world on cyber security to make sure that we keep ahead of the attackers.
That is Andrew Bakisa, that is Chairman Ease of Doing Business at the Uganda Registration Services Bureau. We also do have Ms. Patricia Opoka. She is the Manager, Documents Registration and Licensing at the same bureau, Uganda Registration Services Bureau. In the right corner right there, you are seeing Mrs. Ananda on sign language. That is Susan Mujawa Ananda. She's actually acquainting the PWDs and many others who might not have gotten the chance to actually participate with this conversation. It is largely inclusive. We are leaving no one behind. Of course, the role of JLOS in commercial justice system and also creating an enabling environment for competitiveness in that regard. Let's take a break. We'll return shortly with the same conversation. Of course, you are still watching NTV Uganda. We are having a pertinent conversation on our hands. The role of the justice, law and order sector in the commercial justice reform and also the creation of an enabling environment for competitiveness as far as the Uganda Registration Services Bureau is concerned. Well, the same agency we are talking about right now, the Uganda Registration Services Bureau, won an award, yes, in e-services category at the recently concluded e-government award. So we'd like to know what was JLOS's role in the conceptualization and implementation of the same project to ensure that it was a success. I still do have Andrew Bakiza, the chairman, Ease of Doing Business, and also Patricia Opoka, the manager, Documents Registration and Licensing at URSB. Let me start with you, Andrew Bakiza. On this award, what was the role of the justice, law and order sector in the conceptualization and implementation of this project?
Thank you, viewers. Welcome once again. As I already introduced, I'm Andrew Bachiza, Chairman Ease of Doing Business. On the part of the award we got, which was on e-services and specifically looking at the security interest in movable property, this is a system which was fully supported by JLOS. And before the system, the legal reform or the legal infrastructure or legal framework put in place, again, was supported by JLOS. For purposes of the viewers and those who may not know, security interest in movable property is a law that supports easy access to credit. How it happens is that you are able to present your chattel or movable property, say your phone, it could be your furniture, it could be your car. You present it as security. Now, when that is done, you register. The person who has given you the credit registers this information on security interest in movable property system for purposes of making easy to get back the money in case of default. So by such, it gives confidence to the creditors and hence making it easy for the person who is borrowing to be able to access credit. This system is fully online, and that's why, among other things, it has got an award. It implies that when you go to the system, you create your account, no human intervention, the system will verify the account, you do any payment in case you want to register a notice or information about the property which you are registering on it. This payment is directly integrated with your URA, so payment is made automatically. Again, no human intervention. The system will verify that payment is done, and the system will be able to provide you the service as requested. So this is one of the few fully online systems in the country, and many other reasons why we got the award. And
we would like to know, especially the viewer, what results have been registered so far from the rollout since the launch?
Yeah, the rollout has been good. Statistics, I think, will be provided data, but the rollout, as far as we're concerned, it has been improved. It started low, but as of when we see the as of now, how many people have registered, how many notices have been registered. We are very confident that the system is a way to go. So it's quite good.
All right, let's also talk about the Taxpayer Register expansion project in that regard with Patricia Opoka. It has been in existence for the last 6 years. What has been its major contribution to the mandate of the Uganda Registration Services Bureau?
Okay, thank you. The Tax Register Expansion Program is a program that has 4 entities, that is Uganda Revenue Authority, Uganda Registration Services Bureau, KCCA, and local government. The focus is to formalize businesses. You know, these other agencies are licensing agencies. So we want, before they give a license to a business, they should ensure that it's registered. So you'll find us where you find in the 44 municipalities and in the 9 centers within KCCA, you'll find a URSB officer, you'll find a KCCA or local government officer and URA, all aimed at formalizing. As a result of this trip, we have over 200,000 business names which have been registered for the last 6 years, and this has brought in NTR of about 7 billion, which is they contribute. It's a significant contribution as we look at it over the years, or towards our general collections. In the last financial year, we collected 40 billion. The previous one, because of COVID and the disruptions it caused, we collected 39, but the year before we had collected 56 billion.
Indeed.
We were moving, but now I think we have stabilized, and this financial year, we hope to get back on track.
Patricia, let me take you back then on the challenges that have been affecting the Taxpayer Expansion Project, the Taxpayer Register Expansion Project in the last 6 years. What are some of those challenges, Patricia?
Some of the challenges, of course, money can't be enough. We would want to be all over Uganda,
I see.
but you'll have to do it in step by step, and you have to do it equitably. So since we can't be all over Uganda, we are at least in, if you look at the municipalities, they're spread out in Uganda. So you'll find we have an officer present in Kitgum, we are in Gulu, we are in Koboko, we are in Kisoro, we are in Kabale, we are in Mitiana, we are in Kasese. So with TREP, with that system, with that presence, we are able to reach out to people. And as part of TREP, they also have business clinics where they go out to and reach out to the people. Yeah.
What do you want to see done, especially from JLOS's side and also the government, to ensure that the Taxpayer Register Expansion Project is a success moving forward, complete success?
For it to be a complete success, we should be in every district in Uganda. And of course, once that is done, it will create employment, and we'll be able to access formalized businesses all over the country. Yeah. It's a long-term goal, and it's achievable since it's in the pipeline, and yeah.
Of course, COVID-19 has affected each and every sector, each and every country, each and every individual, Andrew Bakiza. But for the Uganda Registration Services Bureau, how has this coronavirus pandemic affected your operations?
Thank you very much. As you very well know, before the COVID-19 pandemic, we had most of the services were in a one-to-one or face-to-face basis, where clients would visit our offices and receive the services. When we were faced with the COVID-19 pandemic, we decided to make it as a going concern that all services should be online. Of course, because of constraints of the system being in place at the time, not all are online, but more than half of our services are already online, can be accessed online. So we have made significant changes to providing services online. We are looking ahead actually to even making much better progress in that line. So almost every other 2-3 weeks, we add on another service online. So we are we're moving in direction of going online.
So the pandemic forced you to go online. The physical contact was reduced. What other challenges did you encounter in 2020, 2021?
Among other challenges is that when, of course, we went online, it was at a rush. Of course, the plan was already going online, but the pandemic forced us to reach there very fast, meaning that some of the preparation which was supposed to be in place did not happen. So some of the people were not aware of the services, for example. So sensitization campaign, which was supposed to be done before we go online, didn't have a chance to be done. So we were rushed to go online. So we met some of the challenges in people not knowing that actually the services are available. And again, you'll find people coming to offices, yet they could access the service online. Secondly, we also, of course, had no full funding at the time to be online. So some of the services were not at the level we wanted them to be online, but still they were usable and they are working, but we keep improving them. So we look ahead to having everything online actually.
Ms. Patricia Poka, the challenges, you can make an addition to Andrew Bakiza's submission.
Oh, in addition to that, at the onset of COVID in March 2020, we had to close shop.
Indeed.
So during that time when we were in a total lockdown, that's when, of course, these innovations came up. Because we realized our people needed to formalize their businesses, so we had to find a way of doing that. And then once the economy was opened with restrictions, we were able to have some people in office. And of course, with the curfew hours, we wouldn't work from 8 to 5. We had to adjust our working hours. And we also had to protect our own and also our clients. We have to protect each other because we all have to get out of this alive. So, of course, we had limited access and all. But we're glad that people are getting vaccinated, and with time, we hope we'll be able to have these conversations with them. But still, you can still access our services. We have a toll-free number. We have a WhatsApp line. We have a live chat when you go to the URSB website, www.ursb.go.ug. You'll be able to chat with someone on the different issues. We have a call-in line, and then we are on Twitter. Yes.
How would you rate the overall performance of the Uganda Registration Services Bureau in the last 2 years, if you will, financial year 2020, 2021?
In the last 2 years, of course, the first year we dropped a bit because of the whole disruption. But I think we are picking up, and we hope this financial year is going to be better because we have registered significant improvement in the numbers of businesses being formalized. You know, with COVID, many people lost jobs and all. So people became innovative. COVID also gave an opportunity to our people to think of a side hustle. So you'll find many people have formalized their businesses. They're doing this, they have sanitizer, they have all these things they're doing, and they formalize their businesses. Yeah.
How do we improve the conditions under which your RSB is working to ensure that you are at full throttle, 100% operating? What kind of help do you need from the government, JLOS, and other institutions giving you help?
Thank you very much. Of course, one of the support we need funding. That is obvious because we have a number of projects going on, and as we said, the
10 billion from JLOS is not enough.
No, I think we could do better.
Okay, Andrew, go ahead.
So we have a number of projects going on, and as everyone knows, ICT systems are quite expensive. So we need to make sure we have the appropriate system in place. We need also sensitization. We need our partner agencies to work with us in partnership to be able to sensitize the public about the services we are taking up and we are supposed to provide. So our partner agencies are part and parcel of us. So we move like an ecosystem, so we can't move in isolation. So we need JLOS, we need the government of Uganda, we need any other partner agencies to be with us in this move to trying to improve the services.
We are talking about recommendations, Ms. Patricia Poka, as to how you should be able to operate 100% full throttle. What kind of help do you need from government?
The support we need from government is financial. We need financial support and human capital. You can't have services delivered without the people. The people are part of the process. So if we get the finances, we have the people, we have the processes, we shall be able to... Is that
automation alleviating the challenge of human resource?
Yes, it does, but you remember, with the certain areas, you still need people who are going to meet this, who are going to sensitize. You remember, as you said, internet coverage in Uganda is not all over.
Indeed.
How is that lady far in Moroto going to know how to register her business if we're not going to reach out to her? We're not going to have someone to have a conversation with them. Yeah.
So literacy is a big problem.
That is an area we need support. That's why the
JLOS,
human resource,
sensitization to
government Uganda, JLOS. Once we have that, we shall now, because now if the systems are online, we shall focus on education and sensitization.
And of course, so many businesses in the informal sector have been finding it so hard to register their businesses. What are some of the challenges they talk to you about when they come to register?
Most of the biggest challenge is lack of information.
Indeed.
And miscommunication.
Sometimes paperwork, they don't have it.
Yes,
Record
it might not be
this and
paperwork, but you know, someone will tell you, there's someone I spoke to from Moroto, she said she was told the cost of incorporating her company, and she was surprised that she paid 175,000, yet she had been told she needed 1.5 million.
Wow.
So for that,
misinformation.
Yes, exactly. So if we focus on sensitization, our education of our stakeholders, we will hold their hands, take them through, we walk the journey with them.
Indeed.
Yes, and that is part of, in our next 5 years in this current strategic plan.
The 4th strategic development plan.
Yes, we're working on that. That is something where we really want to work with youth, women, go out to the people.
What is entailed in the 4th strategic development plan, and what kind of additional value are you going to be adding to that as the Uganda Registration Services Bureau?
Our SP strategic plan has different areas. We have to look at the law.
All right.
We have to look at access to our services.
All right.
That is automation and all. We also have to we have to do research, a lot of research, and we know which areas to go to focus on. And then also we have to make our services accessible through information we share. What kind of information is accessible by all the users? Can you access our information in the different languages? So that is a focus. We want to translate our information, translate our materials, be able to serve everyone. Yes.
Go ahead. So a key player in the socio-economic development of Uganda in line with NDP3. How will URSB help us reach that milestone of achieving the full success of NDP3? What kind of value are you adding to that strategy? Bakiza.
Yeah, as the URSB, as one of the agencies of government where we are supporting the development and mostly in the enterprise side, we are very well positioned to support the
National Development Plan 3.
Yeah, the competitiveness in the country to support the entrepreneurs to be able to succeed. So we will strategically position to add value in line of helping the entrepreneur, helping the people to formalize. By formalization, we are able to collect tax. We are able to, of course, if the businesses are flourishing, taxes can come up. So strategically to the government, we add value in that line of trying to make sure that we have formalization and we have good tax collection, hence good development.
And hence leading to the achievement of NDP3 and Vision 2040 in that regard. Well, the next 10 to 15, 20 years, if you will, what do they entail from the Uganda Registration Services Bureau? What are you working on? Any future projects? Or are we just working on TREP? Are we just working on automation of business registries? Are we just working on what we are seeing right now, digital transformation? Is there anything new in the pipeline moving forward?
Of course, moving forward, we want to strengthen our partnerships with existing and new partnerships. We want to get into partnerships with different development agencies, with different partners, all aimed at simplification and access to services. And of course, in the next years, we want to be a center of excellence for registration services. We want to be fully automated. We want to have built the capacity of all our registrants. we want them to be able to be our ambassadors out there. Yes.
Andrew Bakiza, before I let you go, the next 5, 10, 20 years, what do they look like in terms of productivity coming in from the Uganda Registration Services Bureau?
Thank you very much. In the RSB, we have a slogan of saying, all digital or online.
All right.
And that is our target. That is our focus. We have a number of registries, which we had talked about earlier. We had the security interest in movable property registry. We have the business business name registry. We have the company registry. We have the civil registry. We have intellectual property registry. We have liquidation registry. Now, of all that, we have only one fully online, which is the simple, the security interest in movable property.
So we need to get the rest online.
We need to get the rest also fully automated. So all digital, all online. As of now, we have managed to digitalize all our paperwork, and so they are all in a digital form, but we need to have the workflow processes automated, which we are working on to have the system online. We need integration with the rest of our partner agencies, integration with URA for payment, integration with NERA for verification of the users, integration with the banks, such that the banks don't have to be moving to our place to and fro to do things. So our future is to make a registry accessible with very clean data. We need our data to be cleaned up so that the data is usable by the government, by National Development Authority, by any other entity that needs the data, to rely on data to make this country develop. So that's our target. Or digital or online.
Ms. Opoka, do you believe that full automation would not actually be helpful if the people in Uganda are not connecting onto the internet to actually get to see the services that you are offering as URSB? Shouldn't we be talking about the loopholes that are there, the tax on internet that is already there, 12%? Are you going to be advocating for the removal of the same? Shouldn't we actually be discussing this? The 12% tax on data, so that when you are fully automated, even us, the people, the members of the public, we can actually access these services.
Now, once we automate, now what we should be seen in our deeds. Now, if we have all our services online, we are doing this and doing that, government will actually look into that. Government is our greatest supporter. And of course, when we engage them as one of their beneficiaries, they'll listen to us.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And indeed, because we need internet to be widespread, as we head to full automation, each and every citizen should be allowed or given the opportunity to ably use or maximize the advantages of the internet and so forth to access these services. Thank you very much, Andrew Bakiza, the Chairman Ease of Doing Business at the Uganda Registration Services Bureau, and also Ms. Patricia Opoka, the Manager Document Registration and Licensing at the Uganda Registration Services Bureau. Of course, thank you very much. That's it for this conversation. Have yourselves a blessed morning. Do not forget Susan Ananda on sign language. Good morning.